Hello, Sanbonani Babukeli. Welcome to this week's exciting edition of your favorite show, Yilungelo Lakho. It's your right. Uyazike lolu uhlelo olulethela yonke into ethinta wena namalungelo akho njengomthengi la eNingizimu Afrika la ku SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Lona ke umajali, umashongololo, umangcolosi, ungangibiza ngoAlisha, ungangibiza ngoNhlanhla amagama ami lawo. Mbukeli ama funeral policy angakhokhi umuntu phela uma esefaka iclaim yakhe. Sekuyizikhalazo zabathengi lezi eseyithanda ukuthi zibe ningi. Yini kodwa yenza ukuthi umuntu akhokhe ama premiums inyanga nezinyanga? Kodwa ke mase kufika isikhathi sokuthi ikhokhe ifuneral policy inqaba ukukhokha. Athina amalungelo wakho. 011-714-6918, 714-6919. consumer@sabc.co.za is our email address. Satholakala futhi ku Facebook. Mbukeli asihlale shiqe dabeni lethu namhlanje. Licabanga nje ukuthi ukhokhela leyo funeral policy izinyanga nezinyanga and uthi uthola ukuthi uyabona lapho uthola ukuthi yazini ayisafuni ukuthi ikhokhe ilokhuzana ifuneral phala yakhona noma whoever it is okhokhela kuyena ilokhuzana ipolicy ye funeral. Lokho kwesekuthanda ukuthi kube yinkinga eziningi ke lezi esesitholile la kwilungelo lakho, which is why we're going to have a look at this insert.
Ubudlelwane phakathi kwabathengi kunye nabathengisi be-insurance zomncwabo. Ubungqina boko linani eliphezulu lezikhalazo ezifunyanwa yi-ofisi ye-long-term insurance ombudsman mihlali. Omnye wabo bathengi ngumama waseMthatha.
We have not checked with our remote guest.
Yaba ke seso simanga soba
Is he there?
Fumana mali emveni kwazo zonke.
Akwehlelwa lilifu elimnyama, uMandisa Dinga ukhawuleze wazisa abe-insurance leyo wayithathela isalamane sakhe.
Ekugqibeleni bathi bafuna i-doctor's reports. Wathi ke kuba ebengaswelekelanga apha eMthatha kwafuneka ukuba ndihambe ndiye eKapa kude kangako, you can imagine, ukuba ndiyofuna ezi reports emveni kwexesha elide kuba kumane kusithwa esibhedlele hayi azikabuyi ndade ndazifumana. Ndawugqiba uzifumana ndabathumelela nge-email batsho uba bazifumene kodwa ixesha lokukleyima lidlulile ngoku.
Okadinga akayedwa kule ngxaki yokuphoxwa ngumzi we-insurance. Nentatheli yezikolo sasazo elikhulu leli ibethwe elingophiyo iduma.
Kunyaka ophelileyo, I think around about May, ndathathela i-funeral policy utata wam and kwikhampani kwenye ikhampani eziphambili apha eMzantsi Afrika. Then ngoDisemba utata wasweleka. Umuntu wayendithathisa lo policy oqashwe yilo company wangixela into yoba i-waiting period for i-funeral cover is 6 months. Uthe xa sweleka utata, all of a sudden xa ndiclaima kwathiwa i-waiting period is 7 months, I say 6 months. And xa nditshekisha ngokuya ndiphanda nzulu as a journalist myself, ndafumanisa into okokubana i-inception date, that is the date ebefamba iqale ngayo ipolicy yam, bayitshintshile la company without my knowledge, without informing me. Sithetha nje ngoku, as much as umcimbi uphethwe ngu-long-term insurance ombuds, but andikabhatalwa i-sum insured yam ekwakufanele uba ndingcwabe ngayo utata, ndangena ematyaleni engekakwazi uwabhatala nangoku kuba bengazange bafune ukundibhatala.
Imizi ye-insurance eshiya abathengi enyanyeni idala inkxalabo. Bambi bazincama imali zabo kuba bengazi ukuba babhenele phi ukukhalaza. ukanti zibalelwa kwi-14,198 izicelo zoncedo ezingene kwi-ofisi ye-long-term insurance ombuds sukela ngonyaka ka-2020. Ingaba kukrothakrothanwa nje uphi undonakele? Ubhenelaphi? Isithini inkqubo yokufaka isikhalazo? Kwilungelo lakho ndinguphaphama Changana Dube.
Sabonga kakhulu kusisiphaphama ngaloyo mbiko asibikela wona. Mbukele manje ke ukuze siqhubeke ngalolu daba lethu masamukele lana e-studio. Yes, we've got a live studio guest. Ubhuti Elias Shamatla nyamazi ke uyisishoshovi samalungelo abantu uyamazi ubuya lapha eMarefi Consulting. We are also waiting through iZoom. We're waiting usino Nceba Sihlali obuya kwihhovisi lomxazululi wezinkinga ze-long-term insurance phecelezi i-Deputy Ombud. How are you doing?
Asawubona sis.
Kunjani?
Right wena.
Ngiyaphila bra, usuqede namanzi singaqali ngisho ishow. Bra Elias, I mean, welcome to the show. Sisamele ulokhuzana ilokhuzana i-Deputy Ombud. I mean, what do you think about that insert? I think two things that I picked up. Usisi uthi bathi, I mean, excuses like your time to claim has lapsed.
Yeah.
And then secondly, i-inception date ishintshiwe or i-commencement date ye-policy ishintshiwe without i-consumer's knowledge. I mean, these are serious issues.
Yes, especially when you come across this information, when you claim.
Exactly.
At that time, at that moment, somebody is deceased. Yes. And then they said there's no money because the claim has been repudiated. But it has been declined because the commencement date, but you have taken the policy more than 6 months ago. But now they say, no, your policy is 3 months old. Then it becomes a problem. But
I mean, si blame abani, put Elias, when it comes to that? Do we blame legislation or regulation, particularly kule industry, yama funeral policies?
I think it's the issue of monitoring.
Yeah.
You know, because we know that all of us who have got funeral policies, some of the policies we get them through call center agents. I mean, they want to complete as many deals as possible. Sometimes you may find that the information is distorted. For example, the age of the insured. I get to more tata funeral policy.
But any idea, how can they change age? Because I'm sure you require an ID when you are signing up for that policy.
Yeah, but the thing is that I've seen it live myself, whereby, like for example, you're insuring your mom, and she was born in 1948, and then like for example, she was born in 1943, 1948, but because of this discrepancy, we don't pay. They don't say we will fix it. They say we don't pay.
Kanjani bra?
It's sad.
Yo, so I mean, let's backtrack a little bit. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were actually thinking about our policies since COVID. We saw a lot of people died.
Yes.
But what are the do's? Like, what are the pros, the do's and don'ts of acquiring a funeral policy? What are some of the things that you should look for, maufuna leo policy?
Okay, first of all, the undertaker or the insurer that is giving you a policy, who is his underwriter?
Okay.
Where is he going to get the money from to pay you?
Underwriter, because I'm sure a lot of people confuse that fact when so and so is underwritten by so and so. What does that actually mean?
Underwriter mnikazi wemali.
Okay.
Yes, he's the one who has got a basket full of cash.
Okay.
Who's going to pay the claims?
Okay.
I mean, I can come to you as a broker.
Okay.
And sell you a policy.
Oh.
But when you claim, I don't have money to pay you.
Okay.
I have to go and claim from the guy who has got the basket full of cash, which is the underwriter. Yes.
Okay.
The investor.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so you were still telling us, Uguti, what are some of the things that we need to look for, Ms. Toli Police?
Yes. Let me start off with the don'ts first. The mistake that we make is, like for example, mabati struggle to confirm igama lakho. Ngithi ngu Elias Shamatla. Babale Elias Shamatla. I'm Elias Shamatla, not Elias Shamatla. That's number one, language barrier. Again, this is so true. In Xhosa, when you say yes, have you ever been to the doctor in the past 5 years? That means yes. So the person who doesn't understand Xhosa says no.
Oh, I see.
Understand? So when there's a claim, and then Maba check a application form, it contradicts what I said, then there's a dispute.
Okay. All right. Let's now welcome via Zoom lapha, as I did promise you, Mbugeli. Let's welcome Nceba Sihlali, Assistant Ombuds with long-term insurance. Hello, Mr. Sihlali. How are you? Welcome to the show, Bab. Thank you so much for joining us. Yo, Babu Sihlali, I mean, 138,000 complaints, particularly dealing specifically with funeral policies. Take us through some of the nature of complaints that you've received, Bab.
Nature of the complaints, yes, for mine, terms and conditions, zingathanga zamithwa khona complainants xa befake claim. Umzekelo, if uba mhlawumbi uyaclaima kuphe i-claim yakho i-declining on the basis awukhange usatisfy waiting period. I-policy that means zibana waiting period i-6 months. Xa uthatha i-policy uyithatha ke kufuneke uxelelwe i-waiting period, i-waiting period izawuthatha ixesha elingaka. If umuntu wakho uye wasweleka within that period, then awukwazi ukleyima. Kuba khona ke nezinye ii-clauses ezinjengoma-pre-existing condition exclusion clause, kuzo mhlawumbi i-24 months waiting period before ungayiclaimela isigulo esi umuntu enaso before athathe ipolisi. So uba uyaclaima within that period, awukwazi ukufumana i-benefit. But ke xa uthi uzithumele apha ukuthi mhlawumbi ngokwe-interpretation ye-clause leyo siyakwazi uba sikufumanele i-benefit. But kuyadependa mzakazi kuba xa ufaka i-claim okanye ufaka i-complaint ukuthi it's either i-complaint yakho iya-aphelwa okanye i-complaint yakho idismisswa. Zininzi ke-exclusion clauses msakazi ezikhona ezikumapolisi. Okubalulekileyo ukuba umuntu xa ethatha ipolisi kufuneka enze sure uba uyazi ufumana i-policy document yakhe emveni kokuba enze i-application, ajonge uba ezaa nkcukacha benikezele ngazo ngaba mhlawumbi zi-correct na. Ukuba ngaba zikho-correct uye bazeka ezaa nkcukacha. Claim stage, njengoba ubhuti ebeseyitshilo apho uba i-claim stage kuyofumaniseke mhlawumbi amagama uba kangqamani, ii-ID numbers zingqamani. Kuye kuthiwe lo mntu umkhavarishileyo ayinguye lo mntu uswelekileyo. So kubalulekile uba abantu bagcine iipolisi zabo kumane bezijonga, bajonge into yoba la magama ngawo nyani na, i-date of birth zizo nyani na.
Like the finer details, yes. Okay, Babu Nceba. Okay, Babu Nceba, let's just hold it there for now. Mbukeli ungasifonela la studio 0117146918, alternatively 7146919, consumer@sabc.co.za. Siyabemva kwaleli khefu Mbukeli ungayindawo. I just want to get into this whole clause situation because I understand ukuthi if you're paying for leyo policy, i-clause yani ngoba phela mufile usufile kumele ungcwatshwe. Siyabemva kwekhefu. Mbukeli, welcome back. You're watching Yilungelo live on SABC 1 Mzansi, for sure. Nomangolo singihlelana nobabu Elias Shamatla alongside ubabu Nceba Sihlali, Assistant Ombuds. Ubabu Elias ke nyamazi sishoshovisa amalungelo enu njengabathengi. Today we're discussing funeral policies. Mbukeli ukuthi there's so many things like hidden clauses and clauses kula policy as we were deliberating before a break. I mean, Babu Elias, let's talk about this. I mean, this thing yokuthi kube nama clause when masushonile, like I said, ushonile, you've been paying for a policy. Why can't you get paid? Why can't they settle that claim?
Angithi ama-insurers nabo.
Bafuna imali.
Yeah, they're in business, of course. But the thing is that if they say to you, please disclose upfront if you've got certain illnesses, you know, so that they know that they can cover you accordingly. For example, if you are diabetic, then they know that they have to add extra 10 rand to insure you.
Okay.
But when if you are feature and then they're going to pick up at the claim stage, then they can repudiate the claim. You didn't disclose upfront that we are sick.
But why, Bra-E? I mean, what if you didn't die of low diabetes and you died of something else or in a car accident? Can they then not settle your claim? In fact, let's ask Ubabu Nceba. Babu Nceba, let's say you are a diabetic, like Ubabu Elias is saying, and you die in a car accident and you never disclosed you're a diabetic, and then ilokuzana insurer it's a claim. Is that legally correct, though?
That is a very good question. The casual event is between the non-disclosed information and the conclusion of the contract. It is not between non-disclosure and the event that caused your death. You know, maybe it was a car accident, and when you didn't disclose diabetes, because the contract being it would not have issued that contract. That is why they won't pay the benefit, because you failed to disclose that condition. And had you disclosed that condition at the application stage, maybe they would have not have issued the cover at all. That's the basis of the argument.
What if you didn't know? What if you didn't even know, Babu Nceba, you even have low diabetes? I mean, some people might not know. What if it was undiagnosed?
You cannot disclose something which you don't know. So
exactly.
If you are diabetic, in law, you can't disclose something that you don't know. So if you have no knowledge at all that you are diabetic, then if you lodge a complaint with us, we will then tell the insurance.
Kuba nzima. I mean, umuntu meseshonile Bra-E, then now you have to be running around uyofuna ama-proof ukuthi really this one didn't know ukuthi une diabetes when you're actually dealing with a situation yokuthi kumele ngcwatshwe umuntu. I mean, then what's the point of ukuthi sikhokhele lama-police?
Yeah, actually, we should also remember that we have got two types of policies. Sinama funeral policies and life covers.
Yes.
Life covers are those ones whereby they're going to demand the medical records and stuff like that. And the funeral policies are those ones that they should pay within 48 hours, 24 hours.
Yes.
You know, those ones shouldn't be questions asked.
Exactly.
Because those ones are the quick ones. Yeah, as we know, as we go to the banks, you know, you want to go and renew your card or whatever you do at the customer service desk. There and there, it's a point of sale. They sell you a policy. And sometimes they sell you accidental cover policy. And when I hear you die of the natural causes. You get ill and then you die. Your family is thinking that you have got a policy with the bank. They go and claim from the bank, and the bank tells them that, sorry, he didn't die of a car accident. You know, those are the things that we must be aware of. What kind of policy do we have? Like he mentioned, that demand the copy of your contract so that you can be able to see what is there, and then you can correct what needs to be corrected. Because most of the phones, they are taken orally or verbally.
I was about to say, Bra-E, like eziningi zenziwa through e-phone.
Yes.
You know, so at which stage can then one demand that copy of the actual policy or the contract?
Immediately thereafter, you can request the copy of the contract. Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. I mean, how do you then verify your personal details? Is it supposed to be a momentous thing or a timeous thing? Like, how often should you check your personal information and update comorbidities? Let's say you get diagnosed with a cancer or whatever, or update the information that is inherent in the policy.
That is more applicable to the life cover. Because on the funeral cover, you are insured as you are.
Yes.
You know, because that's why they don't do the medical checkups most of the times on the funeral covers. Yes, but on the life covers, definitely your medical condition is a requirement. So that's why you must be very careful of anyone offering you an insurance policy or insurance cover saying they don't do medical checks, they don't do blood tests. You must run. Ngoba, because they are going to request those things at the claim stage.
Oh.
Once you are deceased or you are permanently disabled, then they request that information. And your doctor says, actually, you were treating stress for the past 2 years or the past 5 years. Therefore, these ones are not going to pay because you didn't disclose. Actually, Ubabalana, he has got a claim that I know of. This person is the head of the bank. She has been retrenched from the bank, and she suffered from COVID. And then she was left paralyzed, and she was declared
not fit to work.
Yeah, and she was disabled.
Okay.
So she claimed from the insurer. Insurer came back to say she didn't disclose that in 2009 and 2010 she had a headache.
What?
So she was taking the headache tablets or medication. She didn't disclose that. Then they are saying now in 2021 and 2022, we are referring back to that information. And that was that type of a policy whereby you don't do the medical checkups first.
Let's talk about this. And I'm sure Abantekai, they're also wondering the same. When you're saying you're taking up a funeral policy, you are basically dealing with, upon my death, with dignity.
Yes.
So why lama freely, nama crocheted whatever's, nalezinto lezi ezilana ukuthi you must disclose this condition because uzoyenzani ngecondition yami, because we're dealing about the fact that you must bury me when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Yeah. We have got those standalone funeral policies. And then we have got these ones whereby they sell them as a package. It's a funeral cover plus a life cover.
Oh, a life cover, yeah.
Yes. Life cover always requires the medical checkups, either when you apply or at the end when you claim. Yes. Funeral covers, they must be straightforward.
Exactly. Ukuthi uzothola casket enjani, your body can be moved. I'm from Durban.
Yes.
Usidumbu sami sizohanjiswa from Joburg to Durban.
Repatriation, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Those are supposed to be the basic things that are inherent within this contract. Yes. Don't you think so, Babu Sihlali?
Ngicela ngolhlobo ifuna policy i-policy e-contract nanjengeziphi na i-contract ine-terms and conditions. Xa ungena kula policy uyisayina, either mhlawumbe le policy uyithathiswa yi-broker, ufilishe iform, but once you sign uthi uvumelana neza terms and conditions that apply apart la policy. That is why ke ngoku at claim stage insurers sometimes rely kweza clauses exclusions ezithile kuba kaloku nazo ngexesha uthatha ipolicy ubhatala premium, and the premium price for that is why there exclusion for ultimate risk they are exposed to. So contract ongene kuyo ba entitled to into baba rely information. But if by contract yakho umzekelo mhlawumbe waiting period soidlulile akho pre-existing, and into ebalulekileyo abantu kufuneka bakhumbule into yoba xa uthenga ezi policy, i-funeral policies ezininzi zizindependent, and uzawufumanisa into yokuba azifani i-terms and conditions zakhona. Ezinye zinazo i-over insurance clause, ezinye azinazo. Ezinye zine-waiting period mhlawumbe about 12 months, ezinye zine-waiting period ezina-3 months. So umuntu kufuneke enze i-window shopping before athenge ipolicy. Angavele athenge ipolicy kuba disparate efuna ipolicy ngoku. Go around ukwenzela uba ufumane le product ezawuba suitable for wena.
All right.
Awunokwazi ukufumana ke engenayo i-waiting period. Mhlawumbe i-waiting period yawusuke ibe less.
All right. Okay, Babu Sihlali, I want to talk about this waiting period because I'm sure abantu abaningi, that's another thing that they overlook when they take a policy. 011-714-6918, alternatively 714-6919, consumer at sabc.co.za. Siyabuya emva kwaleli khefu ngayindawo. Really welcome back. You're still watching your favorite consumer affairs top discussion here. Kumamba phambili SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Yilungelo Lakho. Namhlanje ke mbukeli sikhuluma ngama funeral policies, nama do's and don'ts, nama pros and cons. As we've heard, there's so much red tape. Ukuthi nje njengoba eshilo ubaba Sihlali ukuthi kumele wenze window shopping before ulokhuza. Like just like ubani uhlalethi uGerald that you must do window shopping. You mustn't fall in love with the first guy that you meet because hey kuneyinkinga la ngaphandle. Asithatha Musa on the line all the way from Randfontein. Musa, welcome babe. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. All the way in Randfontein. How can we assist you today?
I have a question.
Yes, babe.
What
Go ahead.
happens when the ombudsman fails to resolve the funeral complaint?
Okay.
Because what happened is my grandmother passed.
Yes.
Then should I mention the company?
Yes.
Okay. Then the company was Prosper, the funeral insurance, what.
Mm-hmm.
Then that company, we've been paying it for more than 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then now we claim they approved. Then after that, they sent a letter to the underwriters to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the underwriters are saying my grandmother was never insured.
How?
They won't pay. Yes. Then I sent all the documents to the ombudsman.
Mm-hmm.
Now the ombudsman comes and say the underwriters won't pay because they can't find your name. Now I go back to Prosper, the insurer.
Yes.
I go back to Prosper. Prosper is playing hide and seek.
Ushoneni nugogo Musa?
Last year, March, it's a year now.
So when you went to claim, they told you ukuthi like they have no records of her on the system yet. Gunama lokhuzana kunama records of you paying.
Yes, from the underwriters are the one who saying Prosper was not paying for my grandmother.
Oh.
And after that, I sent there's a book of clips and stuff. I sent it to the underwriters. They're still saying they didn't get the money. I should go back to Prosper. Prosper, they're saying there's nothing like that. So now, like, I'm caught in the middle. I even asked Prosper that why am I supposed to be the one fighting this battle? Because you're saying you've been paying the underwriters, but now, like, there's no answers for me. Even now, I just let it go because of now calling. The airtime is close to the money that I should be getting.
Musa, let me assist you, okay? Can you please leave your numbers with our producers? Sizokuhlanganisa with ilokhuzana ubaba Sihlali, the Assistant Ombudsman. Sibone ukuthi angakusiza kanjani ne?
Oh, okay.
Okay, but Babu Sihlali, I mean, this is very, very worrying. I mean, I'm sure you heard ikesi ka Musa. She says she's even brought the matter to your offices, but yet there's nothing happening there. There's no resolution to Istorisag. What can she do?
Well, Msasazi, I'm not sure ukuthi ubeyisending complaint yakhe senokwenza into complaint yakhe sandino. Sizinike insurance period of 6 weeks bengakhange bayifumane complaint ngaphandle ukwenzela baba resolve kwabo complaint.
But I mean, Babu Sihlali, also comment on this thing. I mean, she's saying the underwriter says that there's no record of the actual insurer actually paying them. So in this case, ubano sankingeni, like who are we supposed to point the fingers at?
I think Prosper law or nobody administrator or what.
Yes.
Prosper ufaile uhlawula ifinance ku underwriter and zibaninzi ingxaki ezidengolo hlobo msasaze ezimane office. So mhlawumbe ipolicy kaMkhulu isengasekho yalapha kudala uba yalapha uba ngabazange aqalise ukuhlawula for uMkhulu. Prosper ukuthi zange kubekho policy. So insurer kwi-side layo inalo ilungelo lokudecline claim. Prosper ngoyena ofanele ukuba akwazi ukuba ahlawule umama lo. Cha eyona nto esinayo ke asinayo jurisdiction against Prosper. Ngingamkhuthaza umama ukuthi makayithumele i-complaint yakhe mhlawumbe isawuthi phofu bethe seyisisile angasuka andifonele ukwenzela uba
Okay.
ukusho le yakho ndibone uba mhlawumbi yintoni esinoyenza nangona ndingathembisile.
But what can you do, Babu Sihlali? I mean, is there anything in terms of legislation that would compel either Prosper or the underwriter to take action in this case, which is to pay off the claim? Because there is proof of umakhulu bekabhadala.
I think ingaripotwa kwa FSC as a regulator baye siye sizithumele i-complaints ezinjalo ukwenzela into yoba uProsper azolandela. Nanjengoko besenditshilo ngaphambi sasazi zininzi ii-complaints ezinjalo ufumanisa into yoba abantu bamasingcwabane xa kwatshona umuntu umasingcwabane athi mhlawumbi akanamali okanye zibaleke committee members zingahlawuli baye bathumela abantu ukuthi ezo complaints but sibe singenayo jurisdiction yokuba sijongane nazo. And for umuntu accept premiums funeka abe ne-license abe licensed ku-FSCA, so that is why i-regulator iyenye yabantu bakwazi ukunceda abantu kwizinto ezinjengezi.
Okay. Babu Elias, I mean, what do you think about Istori Sigamusa? Do you also get a lot of complaints as cishes fan analysis?
Yeah, we have seen that before.
What do you do? What can she do in this instance? Ngiyamuzwa ombuds, assistant ombuds, Musa must call them. Baboni ukuthi bazothini. But I mean, it's been a year since ugoga shona, and the claim hasn't been settled.
So this is the misconduct by the undertaker, which is Prosper.
Yeah.
So that particular complaint is handled by the FCSA.
Okay.
The former FSB.
Yes, the former FSB. Yes.
In Pretoria.
Yes.
So the cases that we refer to FCSA have been resolved.
Okay.
They requested the undertakers to pay the claims out of their pockets.
Oh.
It's the same as your employer not paying your UIF or PSUN to SARS.
Mara, they busy deducting when ubona kuyilokhuzana ukuthi kuyi-pay slip yakho ukuthi kuyalokhuzwa kuya-deductwa, but the money is not reaching the intended recipients.
So when you want to claim, when you get retrenched,
Department of there was no UIF. Yes, and we saw a lot of stories like that. I mean, during COVID. Okay, Musa, like I asked, Siswam, can you please, as Ubabu Sihlali says, he says, please get in touch with him. I hope ukuthi issue yakho izo-resolve. I mean, let's take a quick ad break. Mbugeli, ungainda, we're coming back shortly after this. Welcome back. You're watching Yilungelo Lakho live on SABC 1 in Mzansi for sure. I'm sitting with Ubabu Elias Shamatla, a consumer rights activist of Vela Emirafi Consulting, alongside Ubaba Nceba Sihlali, and he's the Assistant Ombudsman with long-term insurance. Babu Elias, I mean, still on that, on Ishuga Musa and similar cases, what does a family then do? Let's say in that situation, ufuna ungcwaba, and there's no money because you are relying on the fact that you've got a funeral policy which is going to pay out upon ilokuzana, upon ukuthi wena ufake isicelo or reclaim.
Unfortunately, municipality doesn't bury someone who is not a VIP. So in other words, the family has to gather funds to make sure that they bury their loved one.
And then you're going to be running around after ama insurers for the longest time. So what's the point of paying them?
I think it's the issue of shopping around, as he has mentioned, to say rather take the guys that are reputable, the undertakers that are reputable.
Yes.
Actually, we do need the undertakers.
Yes, we do.
Because they are closer to us, you know, in the villages, in the rural areas, even in the townships. Those are the guys that are closer to us, whereby you can pay 50 Rand a month, 100 Rand a month, and then you get a group funeral cover, you know, and then you know that when there's a bereavement, you can be able to bury your loved ones, you know, but there are those ones, you know, the rotten potatoes, one or two, that will taint the industry.
Let's take us to Sisbusi all the way from a bread. Sisbusi, siyakwamukela ohlelweni kunjani? Ngiyaphila sithanda sami, singakusiza kanjani today?
Nginombuzo angazi yazi ngikhathazekile ngendlela emangasayo.
Hayi bokwenzakaleni ma?
Njalo inyanga nenyanga ngidonsela u-R70 ngingawazi ukuthi uwhy.
Yebo.
So uma ngifika kwathi sengikhuluma le ndaba bangithumela eposini ngangifika eposini bangithumela kwathi angisazi ukuthi fanele ngenzeni kodwa imali iyahamba nje angazi fanele ngithini angiholi imali efanele ihole ngabogogo bonke.
So my lo R70 othi uyadeduct owani mobuka istatement sakho sasebank lithi bank eyani?
Ngihola eShoprite.
Oh, okay. So le
naseposini ngiyahola nje mangifuna ukuthi mhlambe kungaba ngcono angazi but ngithola the same thing.
Oh, okay sisibuze. All right, but asikhulumi ma ngamalokhuzana ngama deductions namhlanje nesithando sami.
Okay.
Siyabonga kakhulu, but hopefully soon I think that is something that we need to tackle. I hope production is listening there. Bayasha abantu ukuthi kunama amalokhuzana ama deductions that are just going off emalokhuzeni emalini zabo that they don't know anything about. Okay, mbukeli nawo ngasishayela ucingo 0117146918 7146919. We are talking about the do's and don'ts when it comes to ama funeral policies. My guest today ubabu Elias Shamatla alongside ubabu Nceba Sihlali. Nceba, I mean, let's talk about this. I mean, let's talk about the hidden myths or agendas that are inherent within Lama policy, and how does then one get around that red tape? How does one fully understand what they're getting themselves into? Because we were having a discussion, Obabu Elias Lanuguti, sometimes these policies are literally taken over the phone. So there's no literal paperwork or actual paperwork where you can actually sit down and read through what it is that you're getting yourself into.
Kunjalo msasazi ezo kuye kuthiwa zithathwa nge-telesales. But nangona zithathwa ngolwa hlobo msasazi funeka ukuba i-agent le ekuncedayo ikwazise nge-limitations ezikhoyo, umzekelo pre-existing waiting period, ikwazise zonke exclusion. Otherwise bangabakhange kwazise uthi ukuthi abazukwazi ukwenza at late stage. But no, uba ufumaniseka into yoba khange uqale pre-existing condition, because siye requested as a telephone recordings xa claim stage abe decline claim and then complaint yakhe futhi siyazirequesta sizimamele sibuyele back kubo sithi umuntu akazange achazelwe ngohlobo befanele ukukhavule ngalo.
Okay.
And the insurance, most insurers are saying contested informations here.
Okay.
So, ngoba uyithathe ukusayina i-application form, ngoba uyithathe over the phone, but eyona into yobalulekileyo it is over the phone iba recorded la compensation yakho. So iyanceda at claim stage.
Okay. All right. Brai, should one stop paying their premiums while, say, for example, the complaint yabo is still being investigated? Kwenzakalani in this process? Like, for example, Umusa Ukogwake, who passed away, iskhathi singaga nantontonton, and she's made a claim and it's still not resolved. Kwenzakalani in that situation? Let's say she's still got the rest of the family insured or covered by the same insurer. What happens in that stage? Wenzani? What happens?
The thing is that you stand the danger of losing out on everything if you stop paying.
Okay.
So I will say she continues paying. However, she pursues this particular dispute or complaint until it gets resolved. And I'm sure this one is going to be resolved. Yeah.
Okay. Babu Sihlali, I mean, maybe take us through the process. Yokuloja a complaint is lazy through your office. Like, what does one do? Where does one go? Uqala kuphi?
Kulula kakhulu umsasazi, uhlala phansi ubhale complaint yakho, ubhale policy number, ufake iinkcukacha zakho uba ufumane ngaphi, email address yakho, your cell number, your telephone number at work, wenze i-story, a brief story about i-complaint yakho uba kwenzeke ntoni.
Okay.
Uyithumele ofisini, ungayithumela ngepost, ungayithumela ngefax, ungayithumela nge-email. Kanti ungajonga kwi-website yethu ikhona iform ekhoyo phaya esetha out zonke iinkcukacha ezifunekayo. proceed.
All right, and it turnaround time to resolution data, like, I mean, what are we looking at?
We are ezinye complaints immediately ufaka complaint siyithumela kwi-insurer ibhatale. So ezinye zithathe much longer because kunideka mhlawumbi some further investigation, mhlawumbi amapolisa asabiza yaphanda apha, medical reports as outstanding. So kuyaxhomekeka, but most of the time, at least with funeral policies, we got around 6 months or so. But in third parties as involved as in
Yes, okay. Oh, that's a long time. 6 months. Imabra ngiyakuzwa lapho sizoqala ngawe mase sibuye ekhefini. Bukele, let's take another ad break. Siyabuya khona manje ungayindawo. Bukeli, welcome back. You're still watching Yilungelo Lakho. Sikhuluma ngama funeral policies ukuthi hey, labantu bayakwazi ukuthi bakukhalise usenkingeni ngempela mase bengafuni ukukhokha wena ubhizi. Kodwa hey, abayikhohlwa i-payday ukuthi ngomhla ka-31 siyayidonsa leyo mali. Kodwa mase kumele ekhokhwe bazokujikalisa we ozubuye eThekwini ulwela leyo mali. All right, I'm going to take Tony from Benoni just now, but Baba Nceba, there's an SMS that we've got here. Untuthu Ludonga Msiya uthi Nceba, help me understand. September the 2nd, 2021, I lost my granddaughter. Ndenza iclaim kwaSanlam. Banixelela uba ndifake nge-4,000 rand, bazondinika i-20,000 rand. Okay, bathe ndifake i-40,000 rand, bazondinika i-20,000 rand kuba besena 3 years. By the time ndimthathela i-policies, they didn't explain that to me. Uthi nceda tata.
The only way into yoba simncede msasazi ukuba makafake isikhalazo sakhe apha eofisini.
Okay. All right.
Ngeke ndikwazi ukunceda njengoba silapha nje.
Okay.
Sifumane actual documents, policy number, and then sifumane response e-insurer. Sifuna ukuba i-version yakhe na yile nto correct na application stage.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, sabonga Baba Nceba. Ntuthu uyezwa ke ubaba Nceba uthi he can't really help you enough because akaza ama documents nokuthi ama policies wakho what was the agreement inherent there. So uthi please contact them. We do have ama contact numbers elokhuzana Ababu Sihlali lana. You can check at the end of the show as well. Uzoyithola lapha nalapha on our Facebook page. All right, let me take Tony all the way from Benoni. Hello Tony from Benoni. Tony, ngicela wehlisa TV yakho. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you, Ma. Please go ahead.
The life cover policy.
Yes, ma.
Funeral cover phakathi.
Okay.
Usuphelile 3 years kodwa ihamba kanye ne-life cover phakathi.
Okay.
Manje ngicela ukwazi ukuthi uma ngifa iyongikhokhela kanjani lokhu ngoba ukhona umntana wami engambhalayo oyi-beneficiary.
Oh, okay, ma. Siyabonga kakhulu mamtholi. All right. Bra awakho lo mbuzo.
Uthini usisi?
Usisi uthi une life cover / funeral policy, so she wants to know ukuthi upon her death iyiphi ezokhokha, which one is going to pay out and how.
Okay, normally they split it.
Okay.
Bazothi there's 25,000 rand or 50,000 rand for funeral.
Okay.
Which is payable within 48 hours.
But this only happens in the event that you are using the same insurer.
Yeah, what happens is that they've got
a package.
They've got a combo.
Yes,
policy.
A combo, yeah.
Yes, that's a combo. Normally it's a funeral cover, life cover plus executor's fees. It's one package.
Yes.
So now immediately within 48 hours, they'll pay the funeral cover.
Okay.
And then they're left with the lump sum whereby they're going to request the medical records, police reports, if it's unnatural causes. Yes. So funeral cover pays first.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Babu Sihlali, I mean, very quickly, I think maybe we need to wrap. Maybe the rights and responsibilities of all consumers, particularly ukuthi bangaze bafike kuwena ukuthi bazodinga usizo, because I mean, as you said, your resolution time is anything from 3 to 6 months. I mean, so let's just tell them ukuthi bangafiki kuleso stage sokuthi beze kuwena. What can you tell them? How can you advise them? Very quickly.
ndingathi funeke befundile amapolisi wabo bewatshekile. Kukhona into ekuthiwa yi-policy schedule sasazi. I-meeting period ibhalwa phaya and then namagama wabantu obafakileyo abazi-life insured abaphaya amagama. Enye yezinto abantu abafanele bayiqaphele, abantu funeka bangahambi befaka abantu mhlawumbi umakhelwane wakho ubone phaya mhlawumbi esitratweni ube somfaka epolisini. Because kukhona into ekuthiwa insurable interest. Funeka ube nobuhlobo nalo.
Okay, Babu Sihlali. Babu Sihlali, thank you. I have to cut you off there because no Babu Elias ngifuna thi bye. Babu Elias, very quickly, where can people get hold of you if they have such complaints?
They can send us the email at info@marefi.co.za, info@marefi.co.za, or they can even WhatsApp us at 067 226 5934.
All right, and you Babu Elias ke udila ngalezi zinto specifically oma funeral policies and so forth. Mbukeli, unfortunately we have come to the end of the show. Thank you so much Babu Sihlali for joining us. That is ubaba Nceba Sihlali, is the Assistant Ombudsman we long-term insurance. Ngamfonela ke, as you heard, nizwile process ukuthi izi kanjani ukuthi ngafaka icelo zen or ama complaints with the Ombudsman. Siyabonga kakhulu nakuwena Babu Elias for being with us in studio. Mbukeli, sizobonana next time. Thank you so much for joining us from Umajalo Mangolose. Ngithi nje nisale kahle. Hey, fundani lawo amapolisi. Bye.